Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I hope you're doing well today and I'm so glad you're here. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, crystal shop, or social media, it's all linked in the description below. Or you can check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com. If you're the first time here, go ahead and click that live chat button, say hi. Feel free to request any specific or general healing. We're going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid to support all of us. And after about 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to transition into the Reiki healing, which will last about 25 minutes. If you're watching this on the replay, hi, go ahead and skip to the 45-minute to an hour mark, or where you see the lights begin to shift, and you'll be able to just skip ahead to the healing if you would like. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Let's go ahead over to the crystal grid. I put a few things just to anchor it, and then we're going to start building it together. Okay, great. So, excuse me. Let's see. We have, to start things off, we have let me just turn the lights up for us. We have a copper spiral there. Copper helps to get the energy moving, helps to break up blockages. Underneath that, we have a mirror that's good for protection, reflecting things back. We can use this to reflect back at ourselves the things that we need to learn about and heal, or we can use it to deflect negative energy, whatever feels better for you. Sorry about that. So let's see what we have on our request list. Jennifer, Violet Integration, L, Cora Carr. Good to see you all. And Grace. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's see. Healing energy from sickness and getting better soon. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear you're sick. Absolutely. Moss agate and some rutilated quartz. Rutilated quartz helps with giving energy back, recharging our batteries, whether we're sick or just burnt out. It's also great for focus and clarity, which I see that Violet Integration is requesting. This is definitely great for focusing the mind, for clarity, for also setting an intention that healing go exactly to where it's needed. It's thought to be a beautiful gift for folks that are battling cancer for that reason. And for that, I want to lend some support to Cora Carr's stepfather for sure. So yeah, this will help with definitely the energizing and getting energy back to feel a little bit better for Grace. This is another couple of examples of rutilated quartz that we have here. And also moss agate. This is considered highly beneficial in Chinese medicine. It's thought to help any kind of illness that would travel through the body. And so that includes viruses, bacteria, fungal overgrowth, anything like that. And this is moss agate. It's also great for fears of the unknown, for feeling more connected to nature, especially if you're struggling with like a seasonal affective issue. This time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, it gets really cold. There's not as much green, and you might feel a little bit depleted. This helps us feel a little bit more close to that kind of green. Also great for people who are struggling with things like homesickness for places that do have a lot of lush green spaces, and also great for higher self and doing any kind of internal type work or inner child work. So I'll go ahead and bring in that moss agate, and I hope that helps. I hope that helps and that you feel better soon, Grace. Cora Carr, awesome, awesome, awesome. Elle, welcome in. Absolutely. Violet Integration, I'm sorry you're going through all that. Let's see what we got here. Definitely have some rhodonite for that. And we also have some rose quartz. Okay, so let's bring that in. Just waiting for a truck to go by. Okay. So let's see. I look totally yellow. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. It's a little bit better. Okay. There we go. Okay. So for past healing for L, past trauma, I have this beautiful gift from Korokar, and it's Lemurian quartz, specifically blue mist Lemurian quartz. This is, whether it is past as in this life's past, or farther ago, like previous lives past healing. Either one, even if you're not sure which it is, oftentimes they're connected. This is a great stone to connect with either of those, like going back in time type healing. So childhood, any kind of past emotional pain, it helps us process and release it. Also fantastic for learning about yourself and the spiritual path of self-healing and self-learning. So I love this for any kind of past healing. Even if you're not someone who has past life recall, which is most of us, this is one that can help you to work with those past lives nonetheless. There we go. So we have for heartache, heartbreak, unrequited love, we have rhodonite. Rhodonite is pink and black. This is whether it's a breakup or grief over a lost loved one who's passed. This is wonderful for helping to heal the heart from that. It's also fantastic for the allergies, autoimmune stuff, especially if it impacts the lungs, things like allergic asthma, like I tend to have. This can be really helpful as well. This is also a wonderful stone for balancing yin and yang energies in the body. And often it's used by folks who are overcoming emotional abuse, whether it was in childhood or in adulthood, or, as I said earlier, oftentimes where things occur in one part of your life, they often recur until they either resolve or we find a way to make peace with them or to change our patterns around them. Rhodonite is another great stone that helps us there. Here, let's actually do some rhodonite there. Wonderful. So we've got a nice anchor for ourselves. I've really enjoyed working with the... Hey, good morning, Lisa. I've really been enjoying working with the Lemurian quartz. It's been fantastic. Jen, going back to sleep, energy and focus, definitely rutilated quartz. I'll put some other ones in there too for energizing. Loss of a pet and a breakup. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Loss of a pet and breakup, rhodonite. Rhodochrosite can also help with feeling connected to our animals that have passed over and helping us through that transition time. It's also fantastic for mother-child bonding, as well as telepathy, doing any kind of ancestor work. It's super great for that. Another one for asthma, but also stress headache. Like if you're really stressed out and your head is just pounding, this is a superb stone to help with managing the stress and the physical experience of the headache. So let's go ahead and put some rhodochrosite in there. If you're doing like inner child type work, that Lemurian quartz would help you with, or that moss agate would help you with, rhodochrosite can be a good addition to that too. I'm sorry that you're struggling with that. I'm also going to bring in some jet. This is a great stone for grief. It's one of my favorites. It's fossilized wood that's been fossilized through something intense, like intense heat, usually a volcano. And so it doesn't look like traditional petrified wood, which looks like wood except it's a stone. It has this deep, dark black look, and it helps us to be present with our grief and to process it without being completely overwhelmed or just numb. So we'll bring in this jet. And I hope that helps too. Focus, energy, broken heart, clarity. Yeah, lots of complimentary requests for sure. And I'll think of some more stones too. Golden rays of wealth, acquisition. Nice. Oh, success for all of us. Thank you. Wealth blessings, cardio health, connection to psychopomp, new energies and forces, improving your painting and illustration. I love it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and bring in wealth. We have citrine, and we'll bring in some pyrite. We'll bring in some prehnite. And we'll bring in some iolite. Prehnite helps with any kind of spiritual teaching or learning. It aids in quieting the mind during meditation, but it's also fantastic for any kind of lucid dreaming, prophecy work, psychopomp, which is, some folks may call that shamanic journeying. It's to see your spirit guides and helpers and work with them. So this is beautiful for that. It's also a great stone if you have a hard time saying no to requests, like unfair demands kind of things. Prehnite can be really helpful for that. I use it often when my mind is just swirling in meditation. That can be really helpful to ground the mind. For financial support and for intuitive support, we have pyrite. So fool's gold brings the real gold for sure, but it's also a stone that not only helps us to connect and open up in intuition, it also helps protect us. So it can be a little hard to say, I want to be open, but I want to set these boundaries and be protected. This is a stone that even for beginners, this can be really helpful for that. Also a great one for memory, if you're struggling with memory. So let's go ahead and bring in some pyrite. I also have some citrine, which is probably the most popular stone of manifesting financial support. Beautiful orangey brown color of citrine. This is natural citrine. This isn't treated or bright yellow. This is a stone that helps to call in financial abundance, but also resource abundance. So if you're looking to bring about something that you need that is an item, like a house or a car or something along those lines, this can be a really great stone too. But yeah, anytime you're calling on financial abundance, bring in some citrine for sure. So let's put in lots of citrine today. So there's some there. And we'll put a little bit around here too. There we go. So lots of citrine. We also have let's see, painting and illustration, weight loss and cardio health. Unakite. Unakite is superb for metabolism, especially if metabolism is tied to hormones. Any aspect of women's health, fertility, postnatal, onset of menopause, or even menses, all of that stuff. But it also has a strong connection to the circulatory system, the heart, and the body fluids. And it can even help you with quitting smoking. So this is Unakite. So I'll bring this in for the cardio support. And also for cardio support, one that we often use is tourmalinated quartz. There we go. So this is black tourmaline that's actually running through clear quartz. So black tourmaline this is a larger piece of black tourmaline. And here, this is just a natural piece from the ground as it is. If it is embedded inside of clear quartz, we end up with this. Black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy, break up energy blockages, and things like that. It can be excellent stone for anyone who is empathic, who feels and takes on energy of others a little bit too easily. It can be a superb stone for helping to repel that. Going through clear quartz, it's basically like going through deeply and breaking things up. And it's thought to help scar tissue physically and emotionally, as well as things like the cardiac system energetically breaking up those blockages there. This is a stone that can help with a lot of different things, including finding new streams of revenue, new jobs, and things like that. It's also really helpful for good fortune, good luck. It's thought to be protective of people who are traveling, especially by car. And it's just, in general, breaking up any old patterns. It can be really helpful. So let's go ahead and bring this in. So that should help. It's definitely helpful for the cardiac system. New energies, new forces, paintings, and illustration. Let's do this. For creativity, I love these two stones together. Sodalite is for expression, and that absolutely includes artistic expression. So whether it's painting, things like that. So I feel like creativity happens in the sacral, which we have a stone for in a moment. Sacral is how we relate to others, how we relate to the world around us. And then there's the expression. So creativity is very much in the sacral. Expressing that creativity is in the throat. Sodalite helps with the side of it that's in the throat, which is all about expression. So we'll bring that in. And Carnelian is what I'll bring in to help support the sacral chakra. So in addition to creativity and things like the arts, Carnelian can be really helpful with just how we relate to others, coworkers, friends, family, and certainly romantic partnerships. This can also help with attracting a spiritually significant relationship. It can help with even healing wounds and colds, but great for sexuality, sexual function dysfunction, fertility, and in general, harmonizing groups, how we relate to one another. So this is definitely the center of creativity. Put that here. There we go. So Carnelian. We can also bring in energy and focus. We can bring in some polychrome jasper. This helps us to feel encouraged and energized on our plan and mission. So if we have work to do that's in alignment with like a long future goal, this is one that helps us feel like, okay, we can get up, we can do the thing. It helps shake off sedentary tendencies and allow us to feel like excited about moving forward. This is a stone that I recommended a lot, especially during COVID, like the worst of COVID, when we were like, okay, we're all stuck, we don't know what to do. And then it's like, okay, I guess we have to go forward some kind of way. This was great for that, going forward some kind of way, once we were kind of like, but I'm kind of comfortable in this chair and it's scary to move. Yeah, this is a stone that helps you feel like you want to move forward on that path. So we'll bring this around. Actually, let's put them around here. And it can come in a number of different colors. So that's polychrome jasper. Hey, you want to come over? My cat's crying about stuff. Let's see. Writer's block, it's been a big struggle for you at the minute. Ah, I have a perfect stone for that. I'm so glad you asked. Blue tiger eye, which also goes by the name hawk eye. Excellent stone for writers and anyone that does any kind of public speaking, orating, anything like that. This helps to calm and ease stress, but also bold communication, whether it's writing or in conversation, so that you can really focus the words. It's also considered to be protective of truth tellers. So I often call it like the whistleblower stone. It helps you to speak your truth. And if it's a situation where you need to be like facts over feelings, this can help you really get that across. Like, hey, I understand you feel this way, and these are the facts. This is what you need to know. This can really help with like making that point very fine. So let's go ahead and put that here. So blue tiger eye, aka hawk eye. Let's put these smaller ones. And it can be a little hard to see. I'll see if I can get the camera to... There you go. You can kind of see where it looks like tiger eye, but it's blue, and that's very much what it is. There you go. That should definitely help with the writer's block. Focus, energy in general. Yeah, let's do these two. When it comes to focus and energy too, I often like to work with standard tiger eye or golden tiger eye. It helps you to bolster courage, and it's great for big picture thinking. So if you're looking for resolving something, if you're looking to get kind of a big picture idea, like you want to start a new project, or you want to take all of these ideas and make something of them, this can be very helpful. It's also great for research and study, seeing all of the big picture, like, okay, here's everything in front of me. Now what do I do with it? It's a superb stone for that. It's often thought about for like entrepreneurship, starting a business, starting a new kind of venture, side hustle, any of that. But yeah, it's also great. It protects against envy and jealousy as well. I like this for focus very much. Okay. Also for physical recovery, like getting over sickness or just not feeling great, is shungite. This helps clear the emotional field and the energy field as well. This is one that can be great for people who tend to experience a lot of geopathic stress. You're very sensitive to the energies of space, especially if that's around high tension wires, electronic equipment. Great for that. If you work around like a lot of computer servers or things, they can be very draining on the energy field for those who are sensitive to it. This can be great. It's also deeply purifying. It helps clear your energy field very, very deeply and over a long time. It like absorbs the negativity. For that reason, it does need to be cleansed quite a bit. But shungite is actually, in nature, it is used to purify water. It can absorb quite a bit of things. With that said, don't just grab shungite from a crystal store and drop it in your water. Make sure that it is clear and it hasn't absorbed any really nasty stuff before you put it in your water. There's only so much it can absorb. But yeah, this is great for physical recovery, tissue healing for like injury and things like that. But yeah, especially getting better over being ill. Helps for emotional pain too. But yeah, if you're a little bit more empathic and you feel other people's energy, let's see, maybe that's not the spot. Yeah, let's put them here. I usually like to put shungite around the outside because it does absorb that negativity. As usual, I'd like to bring in something just to help with replacing all the things that we might be letting go of. And when I saw the heartache and heartbreak request, I definitely wanted to bring in some rose quartz. This is such a high vibrational, unconditional love. It can be really helpful when we're letting go of what no longer serves, to remind us that there's something better that's meant to come in. It makes it a lot easier to let go of those things when you know something better might come in. So this helps us there. Let's put this under the tourmalinated quartz. Iolite is one that can be helpful for weight loss, which is a request for sure, but also intuition. It aids with sleep, so this will definitely help Jen get some nice restful sleep. Any kind of psychopomp shamanic work, so this is also in support of Korakar's request. And yeah, money management too, if you're working on that. Let's see. Okay, good. I hope that helps too. And for those of you who are signed up to my newsletter, you got this yesterday. I'm going to add it as a blog as well. Saturn had moved into Aquarius on March 21st, 22nd, depending on your time zone, 2020. And I think we can all remember what happened then. Yeah. Well, it's finally moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces on the 7th of next month. So this is an ideal time to start to look at the last 3 years and look at the things that you've learned about yourself, things that you have grown within yourself, things that you've taken on, things that you've let go of. Now is a great time for sort of navigating the closures and openings of different things. Closure of the things we've let go of, the things we moved on from, and opening to that new chapter of what lies ahead. So it's really between now and, through the 7th and even onward a little bit from that, it's a really great time to look at the last few years, all those things, and find any resolution that needs to be made and make commitments to things that we want to build in the future. So go ahead and focus on that. With that said, I'm going to pick a couple of stones to help support us. So processing, letting go, being open to making plans and commitments for future. Definitely garnet is really, really helpful with that. It helps with making those plans. It gives courage and creativity. So this is definitely helpful for the creative stuff. But also practicality and getting the things done. Okay, I have all these disparate ideas. What do I do with them? Garnet, for sure. It's also great for strength in times of change. And if the last 3 years have been nothing else, it's been a time of change for sure. But yeah, organization too. So garnet. Hey, Chris, I hope you're doing well. Garnet. And I also want to bring in some black and white banded agate. This helps us to move through those times of change. It's like in the darkness, there's also light. It helps with breaking up energy. I like to think of it as very connected to the death card in tarot. One of the stones that's connected very much with that. Definitely like, okay, there's endings, and how do we find that new beginning? It's the light mixed with the dark. So black and white banded agate. Oh, no worries on being late. It's fine. We're still here. Yeah, absolutely. We have room for more stones. We totally do. Let's definitely bring in that peridot. Peridot helps with breaking up bad habits and cycles. It's great for support for depression. Helps to combat weight gain if that's something you're struggling with. There's also prosperity and friendship, specifically with bolstering and finding new friendships that support you in your positive cycles, like as you break the old limiting cycles and come into a new way of living that's healthiest for you. This is one that's going to support those friendships. It's also thought to be helpful for things like gut health too. So if you struggle with things like IBS or Crohn's, there's peridot. We have rutilated, we have iolite, Herkimer, aqua aura, blue kyanite. So Herkimer helps us with being in the present moment, which is always great when we're on the precipice of change. Helps us to see, okay, where am I? What am I doing? What am I happy about? What am I unhappy about? So that we can make some good choices going forward. Also helps with manifesting, especially if we want what we're asking the universe for to be in the most spiritually significant and well-balanced version of what it could be. If you want what you're asking the universe for to complement and uplift everyone that it touches, a great stone for that as well. It's also another one that can be helpful for metabolism, if that's something you struggle with. So let's bring in this Herkimer diamond. It's a natural clear quartz from the Herkimer, New York region in the US. It's naturally double terminated and pointed like this. It grows in just this shape. Blue kyanite helps us to understand spiritual messages, whether we're doing meditation or tarot card reading or even in our dreams. Blue kyanite can help us say, okay, I heard that, but what does it mean? This is the stone. Also great for self-acceptance, accepting and loving yourself exactly as you are, and for supporting brain health, especially if there's dysfunction in speech and mobility on the neurological level. So that is blue kyanite. Aqua aura is one that a lot of us have found to be really helpful for depression and seasonal affective disorder. This is clear quartz that was processed using gold to give it this beautiful blue hue. So it's definitely a man-altered stone. But as we've said, we found it to be really supportive. It's not a replacement for any of the other things you do. I am not somebody who's going to shame the med game. I do all the things that I can to keep myself together, and that's one of them. Carnelian we have, pyrite we have, rose quartz we have Caribbean blue calcite, and moonstone. There we go. Moonstone helps with connection of the cycles and rhythms of nature, including the lunar cycles, the tides, because they are so connected to one another. Also helps with the divine feminine, with women's health, with intuition, releasing old patterns. It's also another stone that's thought to be protective of travelers. So this is moonstone. I often think of it as having a large connection to the High Priestess in the tarot deck. There we go. Aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite can be really helpful for quite a number of things. So this is two different types of calcite. Aragonite is this sort of brownish color, and it's, as you can see in here, it's very helpful for the root chakra and the earth star chakra. So that is connection to earth and enacting what's important to us, enacting our purpose, showing up in the world and doing the things to propel us forward. Whereas the blue is more upper area. It's the soul star chakra and the crown. And that has to do with how we envision the possibilities of the future, our intuition in relation to our future, which is, I feel like I need to talk to that person. I feel like I need to go into that building, and following through with that. So it helps with balancing those opposite parts of the energy field, which just allows the Kundalini energy coiled at the base of the spine to flow more freely. Oh, hey, you lost 10 pounds. Congratulations. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. There we go. Hematite helps with clearing and purifying the body, but it also helps us connect with the earth. So it's very, very grounding for folks who tend to be very spiritual and then feel like it's hard to be back on earth. It's a lot of folks like, oh, why grounding? I want to be up here. I want to be in the etheric. Well, balance is key. You know, trees grow up as they dig roots down and out. So it's very much that as above, so below. In order to open more spiritually, I need to ground a little bit more. There's definitely a balance there. This helps us connect with the earth, let go of energies we're no longer needing, that no longer serve, and feeling really grounded. So hematite. Okay. Ametrine can be wonderful for let's see where. Oh, there we go. Ametrine can be wonderful for everything we mentioned about citrine and amethyst. It's actually, citrine forms underground right next to amethyst because it once was amethyst. Under the right conditions, enough pressure and enough heat, amethyst will turn into citrine, which is that brownish sort of orange. There's a little bit of amethyst still in here, and ametrine is not only the qualities of citrine, it's the qualities of amethyst, which are personal responsibility, owning our commitments, seeing what is ours, letting go of what is not ours, and also to give us some support and kind of levity and lightness and appreciation for ourselves as we do any kind of self-healing work. Excuse me, having both together basically amplifies the spiritual essence of both of those stones. So it's a really beautiful stone if you're doing any kind of recovery work, if you're doing any kind of spiritually requesting the finances and money that are meant to be yours and letting go of other people's drama and stuff. It can be a beautiful stone. You're so welcome. Let's see. So I think we're good to go ahead and do the next part. I'm going to go ahead and bring this here to balance Yeah, there we go. So now we're going to do that thing where I pick a couple stones that I think are going to be really harmonious and helpful to all of the requests that you had. And you all are going to vote on those. And then as you're voting, I'm going to describe what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then we're going to transition into the healing portion. So let me pick a couple good things for you to choose from. Yeah, you're not limited to just one vote. Okay. So here are the two I kind of have for us to choose from, and hint, hint, you're not limited to just one. The first is Bloodstone, which also goes by the name Heliotrope. And this is this deep green with these little hits of red, which might be a little hard to see. Let's see if I can adjust things for you. There we go. This is fantastic for emotional stuff hits the fan. It's great for emotional stamina and perseverance, moving on despite emotional pain. Also good for relieving self-doubt, quieting the mind when it's sort of chattering on and on, especially during meditation. And in general, it can help really lift despair. So this is Bloodstone, also known as Heliotrope. The other is Green Onyx, which is great for grief and sadness, all the way up to like emotional shutdown, like complete emotional overburdened. It's good for moving on despite emotional pain, much like Bloodstone tends to be. But this also helps us to make decisions in alignment with the highest good, especially when we're just not in a really good place to think things through. So yeah, here is some green onyx. Usually green onyx looks almost like a pistachio kind of color, but some of them are these deeper greens. So yeah, emotional shutdown, grief, and sadness. So green onyx or heliotrope, aka bloodstone. Go ahead and vote in the chat. Like I said, you're not limited to just one vote. Hint, hint. You can take a peek at, take a look at Cora Carr and Chris's requests there, and you'll kind of get the idea. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, a little bit of how it works, and after that, we're going to go right into the healing. So definitely stick close. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you want to learn more about live online Reiki certification courses, community Discord, my crystal shop, or my social media, go ahead and check out the link in the description. All of the information is there. The style of Reiki that I work with most is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named for this particular method's founder in the early 1920s of Japan, when Japan was under Meiji rule and things became really restrictive under imperialism. So this particular style or approach of working with this energy, which had been worked with and still is by everyone in Japan in various different perspectives and ways of looking at it, and in other cultures too, in India as well, we see that this particular style of touch-based energy was based in the concept of universal energy or chi. So in Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, we see the concept that everyone is interconnected, everything is interconnected, everything has a soul. And within that interconnectedness, the energy has different forces or aspects of it that are at play. And one of those is the spiritually guided soul energy, or Reiki. That's the force that we're all working with. But the concept is that we all have this energy flowing through us and our body's working with it all the time. It supports our physical, emotional, spiritual, mental well-being moment to moment. And our body and spirit are deciding moment to moment how best to use it. Today, what I'll be doing is connecting to that energy force and intentionally sending some more of it to you, where your body, mind, and spirit are going to go ahead and say, oh, wow, even more, and use it in the best possible way to support your greatest healing good today. You can set intentions at any point during this session. Just go ahead and bring whatever it is to mind, think about it, and let it go. You may notice sensations in your physical body. Your mind may wander or kind of focus in and out. You may notice your subconscious coming in with messages. You may notice some feelings rising up or shifting out. You may get some really beautiful, just sort of divine realizations. It'll probably be a combination of all of the above, as well as kind of depending on where you're at, you might feel a little sleepy, take a nap. That's also totally fine. But the most important thing is just being as comfortable as you can. So you don't need to do anything. You don't need to focus. You don't need to keep your mind silent or anything. This time is totally for you. So get as physically comfortable as you can, laying down, sitting up, pillows, blankets, whatever feels right. And I will direct this energy to you for 25 minutes, during which I will lower the lights. They'll move slowly and evenly through several different colors, no flashing or strobing. We also have some beautiful music in the background. You may hear a little bit of it right now. I will be turning that up. And if you want to learn more about our musical creator, all of her information is linked in the description below. It's all the way at the bottom. She's got a beautiful YouTube channel of her own where you can listen to her music all day, in and out. So yeah, you'll go ahead and at the end of the 25-minute session, you will hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath. I'll reopen the chat. And if you have any questions or anything you want to share, go right ahead and share at that time, and then we will call it a day. So I'm here 5 times a week. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you don't want to miss an opportunity, or check the regular schedule below. And yeah, I'm so grateful that you are here. Definitely hit the like button if you don't mind. It really helps me out. And then we will go ahead into the healing for now, and then have a beautiful day. So let's see where we're at. I got a couple more requests here. Okay, cool. Amethyst, lapis, labradorite, sodalite, azurite. Let me see how many I can squeeze in before the top of the hour. We have iolite. I don't have tanzanite, unfortunately. Darn it, sorry. Iolite, amethyst, lapis. Let's do it. Iolite's there. Amethyst, lapis. We mentioned amethyst a little bit when we were talking about ametrine, so I'll bring that in. Okay. And it looks like the crystals that won the vote are both. Wow, that never happens. It always happens. It's the way it goes. So let's go ahead and put some bloodstone or heliotrope out here too. And the green onyx. go. Oh, okay. You were responding to L. L had a question. Oh, I didn't see it. Ah, for the third eye chakra. Oh, good call. Okay, cool. Yeah, all of those. Excellent. Oh, what's another good one for third eye? Sugilite can be helpful. That one's a little trickier to find. Definitely blue sapphire as well, although that can be really ungrounding. Definitely get a good grounding and coming back from that kind of work practice before you work with it, but it's excellent for that. Clear quartz, I couldn't agree more. Awesome. Okay, cool. So I think we are good to go. I think that's a really beautiful grid. Thank you all so much for your help. The communal chi is strong. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the energy is magnified. That's a Chinese medicine principle. So everybody go ahead, get as physically comfortable as you can. You can get up, move around. You don't have to remain perfectly still during your session by any means. I hope that you enjoy your session, and I will see you all in about 25 minutes. I invite you to take a deep breath. Slowly come back to the space that you're in. Feel free to move your fingers and toes. Stretch, move, or bend. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this with all of you. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and pop it into the chat. You're so welcome, Grace. Grace, I did see your message yesterday. I don't know if you got my response. I have T-Mobile, and apparently there was a big outage yesterday, which I didn't know until like 10 o'clock. So sorry about that. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Jen. I hope you have a good quality rest for sure. And Grace, feel better soon. Oh, okay. Okay, Grace. I will message you in a little bit. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. For those of you who are new, so glad to have you. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, and don't be a stranger. Just drop by anytime. I'm here on a regular schedule for sure. You can also sign up for my email newsletter in the link in the description. You're so welcome, Elle. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on your way out, it super helps the algorithm to push us out so more people discover us. So grateful for all of you. I've been on here less than a year, and already I have over 600 subscribers, which is just wild to me. This started on Zoom, and here we are now. But yeah, any questions at all, let me know. And if not, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to bring the stream to a close. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. East Coast U.S. time. Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for every single one of you. I hope all of you have an absolutely beautiful day. We are definitely building up to a new moon on the 20th, so it's about 6 days away. You're so welcome, Cora Carr. Lots of love to you, and I believe I will see Vincent and or yourself a little later today. Great for the West Philly sharing of furniture. All right, so everyone go ahead, have a beautiful day. Deeply appreciate all of you. I hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.